education has to be radically transformed. And assessments play a very important part in that. And assessment literacy, as we have pointed out in the cover story of this magazine itself, is now attaining great importance.
With one hand, we should have to develop AI, but with the other, we have to transform education. Because AI is having a learning algorithm within it. Our students are also having learning algorithm within them. That's why they are called learners. So there's a tight competition between two learning systems.
It's indeed an excellent effort, and you have really gone with the right topic. This is the topic in the air now. Competency-based assessment.
So in an age where artificial intelligence is reshaping how we learn, work and live, educations can no longer remain confined to traditional model of teaching.
This month, we had taken up an important topic of assessments, and we had conducted around 5 events, a total of 5 events, and this enabled us to get an insight into how the assessments have to be transformed in the age of and also the age of actualization. For long, we were dependent on the summative assessments, which is at the end of the learning assessment done at the end of the learning cycle. And this puts a lot of pressure and stress on the minds of learners, teachers, parents. Slowly, the importance of the summative assessment is coming down. And even Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, who is the director of CISE, who did one Pallikkutam Global Connect program and modern assessments, he pointed out that the ratio of the summative to the formative assessments or the other modern assessments should drastically change. Summative should be brought down to 20%, and 80% should be other type of assessments, formative and even diagnostic and other things. So that also requires a change in the curricular processes. If the assessments change, there has to be a change in the curricular process also. And if we look at the history of these large-scale assessments, the reason why such assessments came into education is because it is not more than academic, it was financial. Because governments were funding the school education, and there had to be some accountability. The schools were accountable to the education ministry or a department, and education department in turn was accountable to the parliament in the respective countries. And even in India, as we all know, it is either the state government who is funding or the central government who is funding the expenditure on schools. So there also, wherever there's a public funding involved, there has to be an accountability. So summative assessments evolved to understand the learning outcomes and whether the money spent on the expenditure on the education was justified. But over a period of time, as this was also the industrial age assessment, but over a period of time, our pedagogies have changed. The invention of AI has also radically changed the learning ecosystem. So there is no longer any merit in retaining the old summative and giving much importance. So that is why more type of assessments have come into the picture. So we had a look at the advantages and also the utility and applications of various type of assessments in the past 1 month through interactions with experts and also the teacher educational institutions, the educational leaders. So this has given us some insight into the AI native assessments that is required for this century. And this edition of Pallikkutam magazine with the cover story, Mind What Matters. Mind What Matters is a culmination of this effort we have taken up for the past 1 month. And this shows the importance of the development of the mind. We all know the industrial age education was more focused on the knowledge acquisition and skills. And these are now easily attained by AI. So now what matters now is the mind with the infinite potential, how it has to be tapped. Some of the idle skills or competencies that the mind had, that has to be now developed in the AI age. So these assessments do matter, but ultimately the mind, that is, and on top of that you can see AI. So it is either AI collaborative or AI complementary, both important in this age. And this is what we are trying to convey through this particular issue of the magazine. And assessment literacy has always been very important. And now it has become more important because of the rapid transformation taking place due to the AI and other influences.
So our magazine is a culmination of all the activities, all the 1 month activities of Rajagiri Media, and various themes associated with the core theme and the different aspect of the central theme is given as articles in the February issue of magazine. All our activities, including Pallikkutam Global Connect, our teacher training event, Rajagiri Roundtable Conference, our monthly synergy discussion program, Pallikkutam Digest, our research update program, Pallikkutam Dialogues, our expert interview program, everything is included in this issue of magazine.
Now, I would like to briefly express the gist theme of magazine and its significant theme of magazine importance of assessment literacy for AI natives. So in an age where artificial intelligence is reshaping how we learn, work and live, educations can no longer remain confined to traditional model of teaching and testing. In this magazine, it has consistently reminded us that assessment is not merely a tool for measurement, but a powerful instrument for transformations of knowledge to nurturing thinking, reflection, and growth. It has been highlighted the importance of formative, diagnostic, positive, and generative assessment approaches that recognize learning as a continuous and learner-centered process. Drawing on the ideals of W. James Popham, he reminds us that assessment literacy is not merely about conducting tests, but about possessing the competence and judgment to use assessment meaningfully for educational improvement.
I just had a important meeting at national level. This is a working group for human capital. We are going to have a summit, a impact summit in Delhi in 19th and 20th of next month. So this is a very, very important event because it's an AI impact summit. India is hosting it, and many nations, around 100 nations, are coming to India to deliberate on AI. Now, I just told in this particular meeting that with one hand we should have to develop AI, but with the other we have to transform education, because AI is having a learning algorithm within it. Our students are also having learning algorithm within them. That's why they are called learners. So there's a tight competition between two learning systems. The first learning system is the AI itself, which learns from everything. Every interaction of ours is it's learning. And another learning is happening in schools. So the question is, which learning is better? So this is very, very challenging question, because we know that AI is an amazing tool which produces good answers. And robotics, when it's applied to robotics, it does do many jobs, replaces jobs. So I think it's very critical that when we develop AI with one hand, with the other, we have to develop AI native education. Now, the question today is the assessment, because assessment is a pivotal thing for education. Because everybody, students, parents, and entire system of education is motivated by assessments. So therefore, when we regulate assessment, the system is education system is regulated. So therefore, assessments are having very key importance for this learning process which is happening at schools. So I am thanking my team. No, they have done wonderful job. It's a month-long meditation, I should say, a collective meditation. Not only we for 5 of us, rather for every part of India. Thousands are joining us in this kind of meditation over one important theme which affects education. And we have to mind what matters. This title is absolutely fantastic. You have to mind, you have to take care of what really matters. And what really matters is the mind. Srikumar has already mentioned infinite potential of human mind, which AI tools can never fathom. Therefore, I think our education has not lost its shine. Rather, we have to make it more AI native, AI conducive, or AI resilient. This is the way we have to go further. And India is the Vishwaguru. I mean, it's our duty to tell the world how the new education process should take place.
It's indeed an excellent effort, and you have really gone with the right topic. This is the topic in the air now. Competency-based assessment. And very frankly speaking, sir, I have been in the profession, I told you, for more than 4 decades. Today, being a principal, I am supervising the question papers. I find teachers are making mistakes, but they are supposed to make mistakes because this is totally new structure. And I hope these interactions, these workshops, these training sessions, or speeches by some recognized dignitaries and those who are educators in the field of education, if the teachers pay attention, if the teachers attend to these trainings and workshops, they are definitely bound to improve.